Hey everyone, it's your girl Zhane, Ashanti, aka the motherfucking baddest, the one and the only. Y'all already know what it is, and I'm actually bringing y'all a client tutorial today. So if you want to know how I achieved this look, just keep on watching. So I am just starting off with a witch hazel toner, and everything will also be linked down below. And y'all say hello to my beautiful client Milani. She is actually also my nail tech. I just invited her over to do content with me. So I always like to start off with cleansing the skin. I always use a wipe, and then I go in with toner, and then this is actually me just going in with a moisturizer. And I like to use a brush because me personally, I don't like to touch my client's face unless I absolutely have to, or if I'm trying to, like, you know, find the texture or anything. So don't ask me why she rolling her eyes like this, y'all. I told her to look up, and this girl was looking to her brain, okay? But I love her. Y'all gonna see us talking throughout the video because this is really my boo. She's been servicing me for so long, so I'm so happy to finally do a look on her. So yes, y'all, I'm moisturizing, and then I like to go with my Milani spray and just go ahead and like spray that in. I'm now using a duo glue, and for her I just wanted to go ahead and glue her brows up so that she can get like a really nice arched shape. So I let it sit for like a couple seconds because, as y'all know, it does dry extremely fast. And then I'm just going to use the end of a brush for a spoolie, and I'm just going to comb them up, kind of shape them, and, you know, put the hairs where I need to. So yeah, how are y'all doing today? I did want to keep these clips in like real time for my first tutorial so that, you know, that y'all can really get an idea of what I really do as a makeup artist. Okay, this is my signature neutral soft glam with a golden pop, and I'm actually really excited for y'all to go ahead and watch it. So yes, right now I'm just taking the spoolie and my fingers, and I'm just like really pressing it in. Now I'm taking my all-time favorite. This is the P. Louise base in Rumor number 2. And I'm going to go ahead and carve out the shape of her brow. As y'all see, I did not fill her brows in yet. I'm just doing a little bit of small and long strokes to get the shape of her brow already in place. And I personally like to do it like this because I don't want to make the brows bold anymore, okay? Like, this is not 2016. This is 2021. We're giving natural brow now, okay? What part of this are y'all not understanding? But also, like, do what y'all do. Now I'm taking a Real Technique brush, and I am just putting the product all over her eye. As y'all know, she has lashes by Hoodwinked Studio already applied, so I'm just using the brush on the lashes to try not to get, you know, any product on it, but it is kind of hard. I'm also taking another Real Technique brush. This is actually the setting powder brush, which I absolutely love. This is the staple in your makeup kit, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out as much as I need to. And yeah, when you use the P. Louise base, you do need to use like an even coat, and also just blend it out really well and let it dry down just a little bit. You do want it to stay a little bit wet so that it can get like tacky, so that your shadow really applies to it. But if it's too wet, you can actually make your shadow like a little bit blotchy. So yeah, you guys will see in a couple of seconds how easy the eyeshadow actually will blend into it. So yeah. Y'all, voiceovers are so weird, but I kind of want to do this in one take so that, you know, y'all can really get like a real feel of my work and me. And I don't know, like, I'm really excited to actually just be showing you guys my client work. So I really am just going to do this in one take if possible, okay? Yes, and I also don't even know what I'm doing. This is my first time even doing a voiceover. So now I'm taking a fluffy brush. I'm pretty sure this is the Morphe 530 brush, and I am just using my Jaclyn Hill OG palette, and I'm just taking a little brown color in there, and I'm just blending this into her crease, a little bit above, a little bit below. And as y'all know, as a makeup artist, we like to call this a transitional shade, okay? I am kind of taking it to her nose because it's just going to help me later when it's time to like contour her nose. So yes, I am doing probably like 3 to 4 layers of this shadow and really just blending it up to the brow, diffusing it outwards towards the nose, and yeah, just really getting a good little blending action going. So now I'm kind of taking a more flat brush, and I'm taking a darker shade. This is about 2 shades darker, and I'm actually using this to go ahead and carve out where her crease is. She has like a deep crease, like you can naturally just see it really well, which I love. This is why I wanted to use her. So it actually is really easy to just go ahead and, you know, carve it out. yeah, so, and I'm also taking it a little bit onto the bridge, and this is also just going to help me later when it comes to like contouring the nose, so that I don't have to do too much and that I already know where it is. Now I'm taking another shade. This is like a shade darker than the shade in her crease, and I'm just using this to kind of like darken it up just a little bit, and I'm taking it on the lid because I am going to cut the crease, and this is the color that I'm going to use to blend. Now I'm taking the same fluffy brush that I put that transitional shade down with, and I'm just blending it out and kind of just going back and forth between the brushes just so I can get the correct depth that I want, the shape that I want, you know, all that good stuff. Taking that same brush, really just deepen it up, that the line of her lid, you know, a little something something. Y'all, she is so quiet right now. She is like focused. I'm pretty sure I'm actually telling her story right now, so yeah, that's why she is so full. One thing I love about her and like all my clients is that, like, you know, I listen to y'all so well, but you know, when it's time for me to talk, I really do feel like y'all listen to me. You know, getting your makeup done and your hair done by me is really like a therapy session. By the way, I did go to school for psychology. I do have a bachelor's in it, so yeah, this is kind of actually what I do. Just kind of do like makeup in between, if that makes sense. So as y'all can see, I'm taking a darker color and I'm just kind of deepening it up just a little bit. Yeah, and then I'm taking a kind of like a pointing brush, and I'm just kind of carving out that outer V. I just want it to be like really precise, and I'm using like little small circle motions to really just, you know, blend it in, and then going back in with the fluffy brush, and I am just, you know, blending it out, diffusing the lines. You know, we don't do harsh lines, even though we like our things precise. Now I'm taking the P. Louise blank canvas paint, and I'm using that to cut the crease. Why I like using this paint is because, as y'all see, you don't have to really clean the crease off at all. You just kind of have to put down an even layer, and it really works out. I like the paints because, yeah, it just takes another step out. And I'm actually using the P. Louise brush to actually carve this out as well. This is from the same collection, the Acid Rain, and I love it because it's small and it's super precise. So I'm just taking it and I'm patting it to kind of just get her crease all carved out. And yeah, this kind of, I want to say this takes me a long time, but it also doesn't really take me a long time. As y'all see, I am doing this in real time for y'all. And then I'm going back in with my Real Technique brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and smooth it out, blend it out, you know, take off any of the extra by just patting it, and you know, try my best not to mess the crease up. This is actually the hardest part for me. I do need to probably find like a smaller brush. I just love how dense this brush is because it really does pick up product. Now I'm taking that same brush that I was using to define the crease, and I'm just blending out that edge with that same brown color. That's why I was putting the brown color on the lid to begin with, because I knew I was already going to do this step. I know some makeup artists, they take the crease all the way over. I personally don't see the point of that if you're just going to end up blending it back. So now I'm just using the same brushes that I was using on the crease, on the whole lid, just to kind of blend it out, you know, diffuse any type of harshness. And yeah, going back in, just making it a little bit darker, making it deeper, you know, packing that product really on. I like these paints because it really does hold product. Now I'm taking that gold foil shade that's in the same Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just using that to on the lid. And I love this shade. As y'all can see, it just like, this has no setting spray, no anything, and it gives like a really nice, beautiful shine. Now mind y'all, I have had my palette for a while. It's actually probably time to renew it, get another one, and this color still just turns out so beautiful every single time I use it. I'm always in shock. I don't want it to be like too gold, but it's like, it's just so perfect to me. And then as y'all can see, I'm kind of just blending it into that shade that we have on the outer V, and I'm taking another brow brush or liner brush, whatever y'all want to call it, and I'm taking that same color, and I'm kind of just, you know, using it as eyeliner because she does have on lashes. I don't want to put like a liquid liner down. Also, I know we're kind of far in. I just want to say, if it sounds like I'm sick, I'm not, y'all. I promise I don't have the vid. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm not in front of y'all anyway. But you know, when the weather changes, I really do just get really clogged up in my sinuses. So I'm just powering through. Y'all, look at her beautiful smile. I really do love this girl, y'all. She is nothing but positive vibes, positive energy. So I'm just going back, and I'm a perfectionist, y'all. I'm just going to keep on putting it until, you know, I think it's done. And this is her checking it out. Y'all, she does do her own makeup. So even she was just like shocked just to see, like, you know, someone else doing her makeup. So now I'm taking my primer. So I mixed two primers. This is the Benefit Porefessional and then the e.l.f. Poreless primer. I like to mix these. Now, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. e.l.f. has some of the best primer out here as like a dupe for these high-end items. I love e.l.f. I normally use it by itself. I like the Poreless Putty, the matte Putty, and I like the jelly one as well. So yeah, but I'm just mixing the Benefit Porefessional and the e.l.f. one together. I do like to mix just because I don't know. I really don't know. I'm using that same brush that I used to put down her moisturizer, and I'm just kind of like pressing it into her skin. And yeah, excuse the curls, y'all. They just keep getting in the way. Oh, y'all, and by the way, on the back of my hand, I actually have, I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like a medical tegaderm, but it's for like cosmetics, and you just like put it down first, and then you can put your product on top of it. So the product is actually not directly on my hand, and y'all just saw me go ahead and spray spray the primer with the setting spray. Y'all, I spray setting spray throughout the whole application. I feel as though that is really why all of my clients talk about how long their makeup lasts. Y'all, I have clients that come early in the morning to get makeup done before flights, you know, getting their makeup done at noon when their party isn't until 9 o'clock, and they never have any issues. Now I'm just taking the LA Girl Cosmetic orange concealer, and I'm kind of just mixing it with a little bit of that P. Louise base that I had on the back of my hand. I'm using that to color correct Jaclyn. Y'all, she is a hard working mama, okay? She has dark circles, so I'm just making sure they don't pop out, okay? So I'm going in with another Real Technique brush, and I'm just kind of buffing that in and down. Y'all, for your lighter clients, I do not recommend putting the orange concealer directly down. I recommend blending it to like a more salmon color or salmon color, whatever, tomato. And yeah, and that's because it will show through your concealer if you don't do it right, okay? So this is me just blending it in, y'all. She is having a snack. Don't mind her. She was hungry. My girl traveled like an hour away for me to do her makeup. So yeah, I'm taking my beauty sponge, and I'm just kind of blending the edges out, and also just kind of pressing some more of the product that I already had down on her skin. Now I am taking a what am I taking? Everything will be linked down below, but literally what I'm doing now, I like to, oh, you know what, y'all, I'm actually using a P. Louise Rumor base as well. I think I'm using shade 5 or 6. It will be down below, and I'm using that to go ahead and contour her face. I like to contour and highlight prior to putting down a foundation, and y'all are going to see why. Now I'm just taking that on the nose. I'm kind of connecting it right where I had that shadow, and that's why I said I do that when I'm blending eyeshadow, because it just makes contouring the nose so much easier. It makes it effortless, and I'm just taking, you know, a little bit extra, and I'm putting it around her chin. She doesn't really need a chiseled out chin, so as y'all see, I'm not putting a lot, but you know, you just got to add that depth in. And now I'm taking the same shade of P. Louise that I used to prime her eyes, and I'm using it as a concealer. One of the reasons why I love the P. Louise bases, y'all, is y'all can use it for any and everything that y'all want to. P. Louise has some of the most innovative formula out here, and I'm not lying. Like, I'm not lying at all, y'all. I use it on the lips, the eyes, the face. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm taking another Real Technique brush, y'all. You know what, hopefully one day Real Technique will like sponsor me or something, because I actually realized I use their brushes for damn near everything. So I'm just taking it, I'm just blending it out, blending the forehead into the edges. And then as y'all can see, when I blend out the concealer, I just like to, well, the P. Louise base, I just like to kind of like press it in and like blend out the edges, not really like blend it out to where I'm diffusing the color in general. And you can see kind of better on this side, so I'm kind of like just pressing it. Sorry, y'all, move her hair. I'm just like pressing it up. When you are contouring, always go up, never go down. unless you want to make someone's face longer, but that's not really needed here. So as y'all can see, I'm just kind of like pressing it just a little bit to kind of like blend it out, you know, take some of that extra back. And then I'm taking that setting brush that I used to blend out the P. Louise base the first time, and I'm taking that to blend out it now. So I'm blending it into the color that I'm using to contour. And yeah, y'all, this technique that I'm doing right now, I've actually been doing for a while, and I seem to be one of the only, well, okay, not to hype myself up, y'all, but in the area that I live, I seem to be one of the only people that do it like this. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. When it gets to blending out the foundation, you actually tend to use a lot less foundation and a lot less product in general when you do it this way. Personally, well, not personally, like this is scientifically proven, okay? Because I've done makeup the other way, and I still do it the other way if someone has like a lot of blemishes or acne or scarring, hyperpigmentations. But when you don't really have anything going on with your skin that really needs to be covered, I just find this way to be a lot easier. So now I'm taking my sponge, y'all. This is the e.l.f. sponge, and it's I'm gonna go so far to say that I like it more than a beauty blender, and it's I think only like $7 now. They used to be like $5, and I bought a lot of them, you know, but the price go up when the things is good, okay, honey? e.l.f. is out here paying themselves. So here she go looking at her brain again as I tell her to look up. And if you don't know why makeup artists tell you to look up, it's actually because when you look up, your skin underneath your eye stretches. So I'm just blending it in, blending it around, blending the lighter shade into like the darker shade. And as y'all know, as of right now, she still does not have any foundation on her skin, y'all. No foundation. This is just the contour and the highlight. And as y'all can see, you can barely see her skin as is. And this is her just checking it out again, you know. And I'm going in and I'm spraying it with the setting spray. So now right here, I'm color matching. So the first shade I put down, that's actually my shade, but Miss Zhane is a lot darker than me, okay, honey? Not a lot, but I had to mix another shade in to make it a little darker. Yes, y'all, she's eating. And now I'm taking, this is a Morphe brush. I absolutely love this brush. I actually want to get more, and I'm just pressing that foundation into her skin. So as y'all can see, once it, okay, if y'all can see because my hair is in the way, once it gets to like where the contour color is and once where the highlighting shade is, you just lightly press it in, y'all. Do not be heavy-handed, okay? Just tap, tap, tap. Not, okay, so tap, not press. Lightly over top of it, and it just kind of blends it in, covers it a little bit so that you know, shade is not as dark as before, but you can still see the definition, the contour. Okay, now I'm going to actually switch the brushes to a smaller brush because she does have like a smaller forehead on the side. So I'm just taking that same setting brush and I'm just using it to blend into her forehead. So the trick to the forehead area is, sorry y'all, I did not even know that it was cut out. The trick to the forehead area is, so you don't want to put the foundation directly on the contour. You don't want to put it directly on the highlight. You kind of want to put it in between and like merge all three colors. So that's why I kind of do recommend using either a beauty blender or a fluffy brush. Sorry y'all, my hair just kept wanting to pop out and show y'all what it's working with. Taking the foundation just lightly over top of the nose area and just kind of really just blending it all in. So as y'all can see, y'all can still see the highlight, y'all can still see the contour, and the amount of foundation that I used was very, very, very minimal. Well, this is the Maybelline Fit Me, so as y'all know, it's a pourable foundation, but I think it's equivalent to probably like a pump or two, probably like a pump and a half, but you'll see on the back of my hand, I barely used any. Now I'm just taking my beauty sponge and I am just pressing it in, you know, blending it out, taking the extra away if it needs be, you know, perfecting what I already have down. And now for underneath her eye, I just took a little bit more of that P. Louise base and I am just going to go ahead and blend it blend it underneath her eye. Just, you know, you see that one little crease right there. We're just going to go ahead and try to blend that out as much as possible. And this little extra coat, when I tell y'all, it's very minimal. P.O.V. goes a long way. A little goes a long way. This is just going to actually ensure that that salmon color corrector that we had underneath does not peek through. Okay, so right here, y'all, I've been seeing recently a lot of people using like a beauty puff to put on the setting powder. So I just used the one that came with the setting powder. I'm actually using the Airspun powder, but I honestly did not like it. I think the puff itself was just like too fluffy. So now I'm just going in with that setting brush, and I'm taking some powder and kind of pressing it in. Now I do bake my clients sometimes, or sometimes I go ahead and like put the powder on and press it in. It just really depends on whoever, like the client, the skin type, the texture, you know, if their event is outside, inside, because when you do it the way I'm doing it now, it really does reduce the chance of getting like any type of flashback at all. So I'm taking the powder everywhere that I put her, the P. Louise shade number 2 as a concealer, as a highlight. I'm just putting the powder and also just using the brushes to keep on blending. The name to the game, y'all, is really blending, okay? If you can blend it out really, really well, it's going to look flawless. It's going to look flawlessly applied, okay? On the smile line, around the mouth. I do like to put a little bit on the top lip just because if I am going to like overline a client, I don't want their top lip to be like moist or anything. Now I'm taking the sponge and I'm going to use it to carve out her nose contours, just so her nose can be very sharp, slim. She doesn't really need it, but it's also one of the things that I wanted to practice. So yeah. And we're just going to let that bake. Now I'm taking the Morphe E4 contour brush, and I'm taking also a Morphe bronzer, and I'm just bronzing up her skin. Anywhere I put that contour, we're just going to go and, we're just going to go and bronze it up a little bit. Now, not to make jokes, but she does have, a longer forehead, so you don't want to bring the bronzer or contour too far down to the center, but you do want to bring it over to the center, as y'all can see. So now I'm just taking it up to the sides of her face. You know how Kim K does like the what she calls it, the 3? That's basically where you want to put your bronzer and contour. So as y'all can see, I'm just kind of pressing it over the contour and blending it up and blending it over, making her contour a little bit more sharp. And I don't blend it out all the way, because when I go in with a blush, that's typically when I blend it in. Taking it a little bit on her chin area. Like I said, y'all, anywhere you put the contour, you are also going to put a bronzer. Y'all, I really hope I'm doing good. Like, this is my first voiceover. I hope I don't sound crazy. I hope y'all are getting the point. As y'all know, I'm going to get better. Like, it's really only up from here. So I'm a little nervous. Like, I keep stop talking. I feel like I should talk even when I'm not talking, okay? But y'all are getting the point. Now I'm just taking a little bit more powder over top of her smile lines, and this is kind of like cleaning it up. I just want to make sure, I didn't bring the bronzer or contour too far over to like this, the direct middle of her face. I'm pressing it in underneath the contour and bronzer just to kind of make sure that there is no sharp line underneath, okay? Like, you want it to be contoured, but you don't want it to be like stiff, if that makes sense. Excuse my dog, y'all. So now I'm actually taking, this is a Tarte blush. I think it's actually discontinued. I got it as a gift, but if it is discontinued, I'm gonna let y'all know down below, and I will actually find like a dupe for it. But I like this blush because it actually has like a sheen to it, so that way I don't have to put on a highlight. I don't really highlight my clients anymore. I'm kind of over the highlighted look. I do sometimes, depending on the event, but you know, if you can find a nice blush that has a sheen to it, it's really not needed like the Milani blushes. So I do like to take a little bit on the nose and the chin, and this just kind of adds some overall rosy, flirty color to the face. Now I'm taking a Morphe. This is actually the under eye setting powder brush, and I'm just going to use that to do like the initial dusting off. As y'all can see, that brush was all cracked up. If you have any recommendations for brushes below that aren't like Real Technique, let me know. If not, I'm just going to keep my Real Technique brushes because they seem to be the only ones that really like last long and are affordable. So now I'm taking the beauty sponge and I'm just pressing it in wherever I put that powder in. I'm just pressing it in. I don't know if y'all saw, but I actually did spray the sponge with the setting spray. So now I'm just taking that E4 brush again, and I'm just kind of like defining, you know, you sometimes just have to go back in and, you know, blend just a little bit more. So now I'm taking another fluffy brush, and I am just going to put a little bit of bronzer over top of her nose contour, blending it into the brow and the shadow. And look how effortless that was. Like, it did not take a lot at all. You just gotta go in with a little powder or a little product and just blend. Excuse me, y'all, I'm about to cough. So now I'm just going to take some setting spray, and I'm just going to spray it on, y'all. Spray it heavy. So at this point, her face is done. So as you see, I just do like a couple extra little squirts of spray. And then I'm taking my fans, y'all. If y'all don't know, I'm in love with these fans, okay? I have so many. Every time I see them, I buy them. They're only like a couple dollars. So now I'm taking a black eyeliner. This is the, I'm gonna leave it down below, but I think it's like Ruby Kiss eyeliner, and I'm just using that to thinly line underneath her eyes. I didn't want to do a thick line because the look isn't really supposed to be like smoky. It's just supposed to be like, you know, subtle and sexy. And then I'm going to take a pointing brush, and I am just going to, you know, put some shadow underneath her eye. This is actually the E36 brush, and it's like a really like pointed, detailed, small brush. And there she go, looking at her brain again. Don't mind her, y'all. She trying to see what she thinking about. And the one thing I like about my setup now and everything I got going on is that you can see the texture on her skin, okay? I'm not trying to pretend like my clients don't have texture. I'm not trying to pretend like my clients are just perfect, even though y'all perfect in my eyes. You know, I know that everyone's skin is not porcelain, okay? Y'all can see the texture, but y'all can see how beautiful it just lays still over top of everything. Now I'm taking another pointed brush, but this one is a little bit more fluffier, and I'm just taking that same like transition shade that I used, and I'm just going to blend out the black that I had blended that I had set the eyeliner with. I'm sorry, y'all, my hair is so annoying, but I didn't want to like keep on having to chop out everything. So now I'm actually just taking some of the Jaclyn Cosmetics white gold pigment, and I'm just putting that in her inner corner just for a more intense pop. And this is actually her looking at herself for the first time basically since I finished her face. And as y'all see, she's just like, wow. Like, she's want to keep looking at herself because she's just like, wow. And I'm just taking, you know, doing like the final touches that I need, bronzing the chin up just a little bit more. And what y'all see flying around is not dust, it's actually the pigment. It's real, it's actually 24 karat like gold, I believe, or like actual gold like flakes, and it is a loose powder, so it does just like fly around a little bit. I'm just doing the finishing touches. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist, but I would like to let y'all know that I think this video is around 35 minutes, and it really only takes me this long to do makeup in general. So I'm taking, this is the Kylie Cosmetics pencil, and I honestly didn't like it that much. I do like the color, but not for the look that I was going for. So in a few seconds y'all will see me using, this is Morphe Vibes that I'm now putting over top of that. I am overlining her lips just a little bit. Me personally, y'all, I like to keep the clients like natural shape, okay? I don't want my clients to look too fake. I don't want my clients to look too overdone, if that makes sense. Like, I like it to be natural, like whatever your natural shape is on your face, on your lips, everything. I normally just like to keep, because natural beauty is the best. My makeup is just going to enhance it. That's how I see it personally. So I'm just using this to line her lips. And now the color that I'm going to put on her lips is, I can't remember, but I'm gonna link it below because I do have a list of all the makeup that I used. I just don't have it with me. So I'm actually just using a brush to put it on. I believe the color that I'm using is actually the, it's about Wet n Wild, and it's called like, it's called Kinda Nude, but like I said, it's gonna be linked below. So I always like to ask my clients to pat their lips, do a ma. And I just blend the lipstick into the liner. Y'all, look how gorgeous it is. Like, this is her perfect nude. Not too brown, not too pink. Sorry, I'm about to cough again. Allergies, y'all, like, and I don't take medicine, which makes it worse, but whatever, y'all didn't even know that on this video. Oh, this is her just checking herself out, y'all. Listen, spraying her again. One thing about me is I'm gonna spray that satin spray, okay? We gonna lock that beauty in. I'm taking the fan and I'm blowing it, and bam! This is the final look. Look how freaking gorgeous it is, y'all. This look came out so good, y'all. We went outside, took pictures in a natural light. If you want to see the pictures we took, go follow me on IG at Zhane Ashanti. And in my bio, I actually have a link to my makeup page and my hair pages. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this video, for sticking through me, for sticking with me. Y'all know what I mean, okay? I don't know how to edit the voiceovers yet, but follow me on social medias, follow me on TikTok, follow me everywhere that y'all can, because I'm coming with the content, honey, okay? I'm coming, and I really appreciate everyone. I have such a small following so far, but y'all really just like keep me going. Y'all tell me all the time to come back to YouTube, and baby, I'm back, y'all. Look at how gorgeous she is, just playing with herself. Okay, that's it.